Hello everyone, good morning. So today we will be discussing about the world of literary arts, exploring fiction, poetry, and the drama. So what is literary arts? So literary arts is a vast spectrum of creative expression by captures the audience with their power to evoke their emotions, to ignite their imaginations, and to profound the insights of humans' experience. So we have core elements of literary arts that focuses the three primary genres, which is the fiction, the poetry, and the drama. So, what are the different techniques by poets? So, ang poets kano is maghimo na siya mga lain-lain nga pamaagi para makahimo na siya og imagery para dito mapagawas nilang mga emotions wherein para sad mas mapanindot nila ang ilang ginabuhat nga trabaho. What is figurative language? Figurative language is used to create vivid picture and to read the narrator's mind. Add figurative language to your writing to help you better know of what you're trying to understand. So we have four types of figurative language, which is the simile, metaphor, personification, and onomatopoeia. First, let us determine what is simile. So simile uses the word like or as. It helps the reader make the better connection between the two things being compared. For example, her face was as red as tomatoes. So with that, it helps you to paint a vivid image by simply using few words. Metaphor. Metaphor. It is directly compares between two things without using like or as. So for example, he is the lion when he comes to the field. Personification is the representation of thing or idea as a person or by the human form. Like for example, the ocean dances in the moonlight. So we all know that ocean cannot dance. So it represents to a thing. So onomatopoeia, um, it is a word that uses like a sound. Like for example, ring ring, someone is calling. So the underlined word is ring ring. Why? Because it represents like a sound. Imagery. So this language describes how something looks, sounds, smells, or even something tastes. So like for example, I bit into a red juicy sweet apple. So in that statement, I use red juicy and sweet as a sense of size and taste. So symbolism, it can convey a deeper message through using objects, characters, and abstract concept ideas. So, rhythm and meter. So, rhythm and meter, it is the pattern of sounds within a piece of poetry or within a piece of language. So, rhythm also is a natural measured form. It is also, a rhythm also is using of a sequence stressed and unstressed syllables. While in the meter, it is how many times in one line using the unstressed, stressed, and the stressed and unstressed syllables. Meter also are more carefully measured form. Like for example, in the I given example in the left side. So, for example, belong. So the word be is the unstressed, while the long is the stress. So belong, belong. So another example is the ribbon. So when we say ribbon, ribbon. So the word rib is the stress, while the bond is the unstressed. So ribbon. So that's why that is a rhythm and the meter talks about. So rhyme is matters on the poetry. So rhyme also it is when two words have the same terminal sound. It is means that they end with with the same sound, like bark and park, like look and book, like like cat and rat. And then why do we need to use rhyme in poetry? It is to create an echo in the poem, which can leave a lasting effect to evoke the emotion of the audience. And that's all of my part. Thank you for listening.